No singing. No singing. We're going. No,
you want me to sing? I can
sing. No, I don't want you to sing, dude. What's up? Hey, what's up? Welcome everybody. Welcome into Q&A with TNA. And I'm A. He is T. We gotta get that post-it note up there. Point the other way.
We just need to figure out a way just to flip them.
Yeah, that's true.
One of these times, what we're going to do is we're going to build a half studio, and we're just going to walk to the other side, and then we'll be fine.
All right, here we go. I'm going to flip them. Actually, I think I can do this. Hold on.
Can you? Ooh, there I am. Oh, nope.
They are flipped. You still have to go the other way.
I still have to go the other way. What the hell?
Go the other way. All right. Well, wow. We were able to. In fact, I think that deserves a cheers.
I'm on it. Ooh, summer shandy.
All right. Yep, that's right. That's right. All right. So let's see who's checking in here. Tina, hello. Thanks for joining us.
Hello,
and Jerry. And Jerry doesn't want to watch. Or no, wait, what is that? No, that's not a doesn't want to watch. What is that?
Is that a bee? Is that an acorn?
I'm not sure what that emoji is. That's a cool emoji, Jerry.
Is it an alien?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Connie checking in. And Chuck, good evening. And Renee here said TNA. Oh boy. And Batman, welcome Batman.
Yeah.
For sure. So so here's the deal, guys. If you are I've got a yo from a Facebook user here. If that's you, make sure you head over to streamyard.com/Facebook. And it's a Facebook group thing. They require permission to be able to show people's names through a third-party service like we're using here at StreamYard. So check that out.
We're just following the rules,
Just following the rules. That's right.
Following the rules.
And Pilar says, howdy, guys. Brian says, what? You're backwards? As per usual, Brian. You know us.
I mean, I don't understand this. I should.
Now it goes the other way.
Right.
I don't
know. I don't get it.
Oh, it's a champagne bottle. Cool. Jerry said it's a champagne bottle.
No way.
That's cool. Very cool. And then Maria says hello. And Angela, great to see you. Yeah, it's been a long time. So glad to have you. And my friend Mariah is here as well. How's Mariah from Washington? Mariah helps me out with a lot of stuff. So you'll see things from Mariah in our groups and things like that. She helps helps keep me going. Tanya, welcome. Todd, everything good over there?
Yeah, I couldn't get I'm trying to get the questions to load. For whatever reason, they're not loading for me, so I'm bringing them up on a different platform because, that's how we do here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll just throw them at you then. How about that?
I got them.
Okay.
There's one, number 23, hold off on that one because that person isn't able to, that could answer that really well and help us with it, isn't here.
Okay.
She's doing something else right now. So
we'll go with that last. How about that? We'll go with that last. Let's see. Oh boy, we got a whole bunch of other folks checking in. Pamela checking in, and
everybody checking
Clinton.
in.
Am I saying that right? Clinton?
Yep, that looks like Clinton.
Yep, Clinton. Okay, Dax and Heidi. And yes, sorry, Mariah. Oregon. I meant Oregon, not Washington. And hello, Heidi. Portlandia. Yes, indeed. Okay, good. Fun stuff there. All right. Well, so here's the deal. We're going to try to keep this to 30 minutes or less, 15 minutes potentially, but I think we've got quite a few questions here. So we're going to get through all of them, I think. If you've got questions, you have other questions you want to ask, make sure that you are posting those and get to the right place. Put it right down here. Yeah, there you go. oursuccessgroup.com/QA. Just head over to that because we're taking the questions and then we're going to respond to them after. So we'll have another one of these coming up. Let's see, Sunday, I guess, probably, right?
Let's see. Today's Thursday. Then tomorrow is two regular guys. And Saturday is Small Business Saturday. So Sunday afternoon, probably 4 o'clock.
Yeah, Sunday 4 o'clock probably sounds good. So Sunday we'll be back for another edition of Q&A with Tina. So we'll need more questions. That's twice, dude. I'm feeling it. All right, good stuff. Cool. Thanks, Clinton. I appreciate that. All right, well, here's the first one. The first question for you: Swingaway or clamshell press? Todd, go.
Okay, so for me, I'm I can't say one way or the other for sure, but let's go with how much space you have, because with the Swingaway, you're going to have that movement, that side-to-side movement too. So if you don't have that movement there, you have that. Now, I know there are some people that say you need a Swingaway for sublimation. I'm one of those people that say you don't. You can use a clamshell on it. You're fine. That
depends on what you're doing
for the last.
Sure.
Oh, well, yeah, because I mean, I've done slate, so I no problem there. Everything adjusts through it. So the thing it depends, like I said, what you're doing, because auto clam, I do have an issue with sublimation and that, because if you're not right there, and it can create that vacuum and pop up, and then you can have that issue. But I think a lot of it, is personal preference. Each one holds its place, and then it depends on how much you want to spend too. Because if you get one of the cheapy ones that don't on a Swingaway that doesn't really have a stopper on it, then when you try and come back center, it's not over there all the way, and it's off wonker on it. And just like on a cat press, I would not get a Swingaway on a cat press, because they're so weird where they slide across the top of that to get your image lined up or to get your hat back on it. It just makes it really difficult to do. So I'd stay clamshell on hat press. Everything else, I think it's personal preference on it. Yes.
All right. I've said it twice, so you owe two, Renee.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
All right. So I think Todd's exactly right. I think it does come down to a lot of different variables. Like you said, what kind of space do you have? What are you doing? The reason that people suggest not using it for sublimation is because when you're doing this, you're not getting the same kind of even pressure that you would get when you're doing this. But like Todd said, that's not to say you cannot use it. I've done slate, I've done award plaques, I've done all sorts of things on a clamshell. Now, here's the other thing to think about too that I wanted to make sure people thought about. How often, so if your business is cranking out a ton of shirts and stuff like that, I think about a clamshell more so than a Swingaway, just for sheer ergonomics of it. So if you think about when you're using a Swingaway, you're reaching over here, you're pulling that around. That's really doing a number on your back. If you're using a clamshell and you've got it set at the right height for you as a person, because the taller you are, the shorter you are, you have to move that up and down. But if you think about the ergonomics of a clamshell, it's just boom, it's here to here, as opposed to
thought of that way. Just the motion of it, and I guess that's the thing. As you get more into it, it just, you start thinking more. The other thing too is the amount of time. You're going over here and doing this, getting this over here. If you're saving a second or two, how many shirts does that change out to? I know there's times when we've ran production here where we've had two presses back to back, where it was pull one shirt off here, it goes to the next one for the back one, and then you can set the timer and go. With Swingways, awesome. Couldn't do that because there's just too many moving parts in that.
And typically Swingaways do not have that auto release feature. I have seen some that do. They were in Europe though. I'm not sure I've seen a US one that has that. That's not a what am I thinking of? Air automatic kind of one. So
the air stuff.
Yeah, the air stuff. But Clint says unless you're tray pull out on a Swingaway, so like the Hotronics Fusions, for example, they're actually a Swingaway or a pull out. So and I'll be honest with you, every time I've ever used a Fusion, which was quite a lot in my day, I don't think I've ever swung it away. I've always done the tray. It's just I don't know why, but it was just always my personal preference. Now, the one other thing to say here is so I mentioned the ergonomics of the clamshell version. There's one other variable that you want to think about. Now, if you are doing a lot of work where you are having to kind of lay things out on your platen, on your bottom platen, you may want to think about that. And that's where a Swingaway may be more helpful, because you've got that heat thing right above your face. I cannot tell you how many times I've burned the back of my knuckles trying to lay something out at the front.
You didn't learn the first time?
Oh, I learned the first time, and then I did it a second time, and it still hurt.
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. So, it's so again, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this question. I think it's just variables, and it's what works for you and what's going to be best for you. But make sure that you're asking those questions. And one thing that I've always, I've had people that have come to me and let's say back when I was in my coastal days, I'd sell a press and they come back the next year and they'd say, oh, my back really hurts. And I like, okay, well, what table do you have it on? Oh, just whatever. I'm like, well, hold on a second. you need to either lower that table or get a stand to stand on, or whatever. So there is a lot of ergonomics that go into this. If this is your job, this is your business, think about your setup and what's going to be the best on your body, because you're having to do that over and over again. So
I'm sure we could probably find somebody to talk about the ergonomics of setting one of those up, where everything should be, if you're a continuous stretch, should your full, when you reach, should your full, let's see if I can, should I be here at the top of it? Should I be reaching up here? Where, hey, so something might be something good to look into and see about finding out, how, ergonomically speaking, I think that would help people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I get it. You get that press, you just like, oh, there's the spot that I have for it. You set it there and you go to work, and that's cool. But, after you've done that 100+ shirt order, you're going to feel pretty bad. Your body's going to hurt. So think about those things.
Even like Corey and I, we're 2 different heights. So, since she does a lot of the pressing, it's got to be set for her, and then I have to adjust, because otherwise, it's just knocking her off kilter if I do it, because I'm just taller. So, I haven't something, if you can come across, I think the stand that Stalls has is adjustable, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it can
I think you're right.
Something like that is perfect. Especially if you're doing it with 2 people, and if I think it right, it has a telescoping pole that'll go in and out. You can just marks on it of, okay, this is black marks, blue marks there. So it's just easy to go when you're not doing it every time.
Yep. So you got, Todd's height, Corey's height, or vice versa, whatever. All right. So let's see here. Connie says, I do 2 presses at the same time on large orders too. That's a great idea. Good stuff. Renee says, love my Hotronix clam. I have it on a stand with the side shelves, all bought at trade shows for lower prices, that are set to my short height. Padded mat to stand on. See, perfect. She's thinking about her health there. Maria says, I need to lower mine a bit. So that's, get that done. Excuse me. Jerry said, great points. Good. Glad that we're helping. Mariah, let's make an infographic. Mariah loves to make infographics. We'll make, so we'll make an infographic. I had to take the rollers off my table to keep them comfortable. Really good. Yeah, that's smart, Pamela. That's great. Just make those adjustments. Adjustable table. That's perfect ideas. I love it. All right. Let's see here. So which one are we? Oh yeah, 23 is the one we're holding off on here. So
yeah.
And Todd's going to dance while I put the next question. All right. Here we go. We ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oops.
Swingaway clamshell. All right.
There we go. How do you deal with suppliers that send you wrong items that aren't willing to immediately correct their mistakes, i.e. we will fix it with your next order?
I guess it depends on what it is, how often you're ordering, because their solution is, if they're fixing it with your next order, then they're fixing it. I've ran into stuff where stuff was wrong, and they've overnighted new stuff, or it arrived broken, or something was there. On some other things that were bigger, they're like, hey, on the next order, we'll take care of it, because of the shipping. Or they gave me the option where they were going to replace it and I had to pay the shipping difference. So, the best thing to do is you reach out to them and be like, hey, one, don't be like all hostile with them, because that's the worst thing to do in any, situation. Because the minute somebody starts getting hostile with me is the minute that, man, my phone dropped signal. Sorry, because you can't hang up the phone and get that good ring like you could in the 80s, the 80s, 90s. The kids will never, ever be able to understand that. But if you're good with me, hey, mistakes happen, and nobody's perfect. Your supplier's going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It's all about how it gets cleared up. I've ran into a couple issues and like, hey, what can we do with this? Like, is there any way that, if we do this, can you cover shipping on it? Yep, not a problem. It all comes down to how bad I need it, and how fast I need it. Sometimes you just wait on it. It's there. And if it's something where they want you to add it with the next order, ask what else they can do. Hey, can you give me, 5-10% off my next order when I do it to make up for this, because I was expecting it on the order. And you don't know unless you ask, but ask nicely. So that's what I got on it.
Nice. That's really great advice. Yeah, I think, I think the first thing there is to ask them, why they can't, no, actually flip that. I think you need to tell them why you need it faster and explain to them the situation. And, and then like Todd said, just be nice and work with them. It's if it's a supplier, as we talked about even yesterday, and what we're talking about with, defining your people, the suppliers are part of your business, so it's a relationship. It's not just I ordered I demand this. It needs to be a relationship. So you really have two choices, I think, in this. Is one is you need to work with them, talk to them, and figure out if there's a better solution, a happier medium, or B, find a different supplier. I mean, if they're not willing to work with you at the level that you feel like you need to be worked with, then it's time to move on. I think you mentioned yesterday, Todd, that sometimes a vendor, you just got to fire them. So yeah, I think that's yeah. So to answer the example, you order Columbia Blue and they send Navy Blue.
I've had that happen a few times. In fact, there was we had it here in spring, or I guess it was a fall order. We had ordered a product. It showed up wrong. I called and told them, they said they were sorry. We actually had another order replaced on that day, so it wasn't too bad. So they were adding it to it. The same product shows up wrong again with the exact same thing we got the first time. So they went out there and physically looked in the warehouse, realized where the number was for that. It got stocked wrong. So everybody who had ordered that, it was sent out, shipped out wrong. So sometimes it's just something as simple as that. But, a lot of it is, hey, what can we do with this? And you ask them. We've had that happen more times than not. And I'd say 90% of the time it's my fault. I thought I clicked the right button and I didn't because I was just in there or the right size and that. And you just start going through stuff and, it's getting close to your cutoff time. And so you just hurry through it and it bites you in the backside. So, I just reach out to them and be like, hey, what can we do to make this right? And most times they will.
Yeah, definitely. Mary, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you checking in. And Jerry says, magic words in business. Is there any reason why they cannot ship them out sooner? Is there any reason why? It covers a lot of ground politely. So yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's got to be a partnership. It's got to be here's what happened. What can we do about this? And if their solution that they provide is not what you need, then you need to tell them what you need them to do and why. And and if they're not willing or able to do that, then you have to make a decision. Is it worth continuing to work with this vendor, or do I need to find a new vendor? So it's definitely one of those things where you have to take 100% responsibility for yourself and you're part of it, and you chose to do business with them. So now you either choose not to, or you work it out with them. So good stuff there. But you'll try and blame it on Corey.
She handles the ordering. I don't. So, hey,
there you go.
I mean, if everybody can get a Corey to blame something on, it's great. I love you.
All right. Mariah says, I take the blame usually and apologize, especially at Starbucks when I forgot to order soy. Jerry, so great. All right. Let's see here. All right. We're ready to get to the next one. And I skipped over the one, Todd, so you tell me when it's time to come back to that if we can.
I don't think we'll use that one for Sunday.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. I had to kind of edit here just a bit, but let's see here. What is going on? Are you pre-ordering shirts to have in stock due to some of the apparel suppliers shutting down?
No. Reason being is because I don't know what color and size everybody wants. Because I guarantee you, if I order in 25 black large shirts, that somebody's going to want 50 medium purple shirts. It's one of those things. With the entire country is not at a shutdown. There's still plenty of states that are doing just fine, that are still full capacity on that. Even here in Illinois, Sanmar, I believe, is still shipping out just fine. So we can still get stuff on our regular normal thing. I saw JDS. I actually talked to them yesterday. They were shut down, but they were going to be reopened by tomorrow because they're deemed an essential business because of the amount of things that they produce for other people producing stuff for essential businesses. So I'm still keeping everything the same. I'm just placing my orders still how I am now. We set up a new fundraiser today, so we'll see how that turns out. But we're telling everybody it's 10 to 14 business days out. So that gives us 3 weeks to get things done, which is after Aaron's deadline. So we're fine.
There we go. April 15th. We'll be starting to get back towards normal. So perfect. Janessa says Alpha Broder is still open too, right?
I thought they closed.
Okay.
Renee would be my go-to on that. Renee, did Alpha close?
So we'll check that out. It is definitely a challenge, that juggling, like Todd said. How do you know what, so you're going to go out there and you're going to order, 10 extra larges and all of a sudden you're getting an order for extra smalls instead. It's definitely one of those things that just get creative. You got to get creative. It may be where you got to start reaching out to other local businesses or reaching out to people in here and saying, does anybody have a shirt they'd be willing to do? So, I mean, you definitely want to be aware of what your supply chain's doing and be in communication with them. But I think, overbuying product and, that kind of hoarding and stuff, that's a tough one. So I would be careful, because that'll put you in a bad spot financially if you've got all your money tied up in shirts that you can't sell. Be real careful with that.
Yeah, unless it's something that you're going to use and you're getting a screaming deal on it, why get it? I mean, if you're doing anything with sublimation, most of that stuff is going to be stock anyway. Stuff that you could use. So unless you're getting that screaming deal that you're like, better than Black Friday type stuff, I still don't even worry about it unless it's something that I'm consistently doing that I know I'm going to use. Because you can better off using that money elsewhere.
Yeah. Is that your chair squeaking, or is somebody masking?
Oh, no, that's Corey back there making noise.
All right. Hi, Corey.
She said somebody's working.
Yeah, at least somebody's doing something around there. Got it. All right. Brian says, Gildan says they are stopping all production. Renee says Alpha is open, but closed their will call. All items must be shipped. Use their flex ship option. It saves a few bucks. And Marianne says, I think their New Jersey warehouse cut down. Let's see here. Speaking of Marianne, she said, hello, Aaron, and hello, Todd, from the grave, because yesterday you said she was dead to you, or yesterday, whatever day that was.
Yeah.
She was dead to you. So we appreciate you returning from the grave.
I don't remember why. I don't know why you're not dead to me.
All right. And there have been a couple of comments here. Todd, I like your QCS Strong idea. How does it work?
I've seen it floating around in the different screen printing groups where, you're pretty much there to support your local business. All of us, any of us that are doing shirts, it doesn't have to be shirts either. If you're just doing sublimation and it's something that you have a decent profit margin in that you can give back, set up a store. We set up our Ecuador one, so it's Quad City Strong is where it's at. We're giving $10 back from every T-shirt, and $10 back from any item, whether it's T-shirt or hoodie. We're giving back to the business. We're keeping the rest, and we're shipping for free on it also. So T-shirts $20, hoodies $30. We're not making a killing by any means off of it, but it's still bringing in business to us. And what we're doing is that $10 we're giving back to the business that whoever that we got part of. So we posted that up there. I talked with Aaron a little bit about it last night, and we're like, oh, let's see what happens. I posted it. Within 5 minutes, I had one of my regular clients were like, hey, is this something that we can do? We said, yep. Then I had another one pop up. So I had two more pop up, one right before here on the live. And one of them is a decent nonprofit that we do stuff for. And if we get them on board for it, and they share it amongst their people, then I think from there it could really take off. I've seen people, in a week's time do 5,000 in sales. So they were able to, basically 5,000, or they were able to raise 5,000 for these other businesses. So, it's out there. You just got to share it. So that's what we're going to do, is hit it hard, keep sharing it to other people, and see what we can do and help out the businesses around us while still, at least bringing in a little money.
Yeah, that's great. That's good stuff. To keep, like I said, keep that rolling and offer support and keeping things going. I think kind of keeping your business going. Like I said, it might not be as much profit as you're used to, but just keep it going. Keep everything happening. So good stuff there. All right, let's get to the next one here. And so we got two more, and we're 23 minutes in, so we'll see how we do here.
Yeah.
All right, Todd, let's see if this works. Show. I'm just starting out. Should I get a tax ID number?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're done with that. Yeah. Good. You want to explain that, Todd?
You should, because the benefits that come along with it. A tax ID number, it doesn't cost anything to go to the government site and sign up for it and that. But what it'll allow you to do is then set up accounts on the wholesale side. So if you're still doing this out of your house and you're using Jiffy Tees, nothing wrong with Jiffy Tees, but when you see the price that you're paying there, and then you compare it to somewhere like Sanmar or Alpha or SNS, you're paying a considerable amount more. Now, they do have, better shipping options from there, based on value. But once you start doing enough, the other side of it more than makes up for it. So The amount of things that you can do with having the tax ID far outweigh the reasons to not have one.
Yeah. Okay. Couple quick things back before that, and I'll come back to tax. Now, let me do the tax ID number, and then we'll get to a couple of these parts about the fundraiser thing. Yeah. So to the other reason that besides what Todd said there, yeah, it opens you up. You can do a lot more with a lot of, you have a lot more options of vendors that you can do business with. It's virtually free. I think it's less than $10, I think it was, to get our sales tax ID here in Missouri. I think it was $8 or something like that. And it also gives you some, not complete protection, but it allows you a little bit of protection. Should something catastrophically go wrong, you do have that one more area between your personal stuff and the business stuff. So just from an accounting standpoint, it's the way that you should be doing business too. So if you're selling anything, technically you should have a tax ID number. So for that, as opposed to just doing it as a personal thing. So Todd, I think we covered that, but let me get back to these questions here real quick. Marianne said, where did you post that fundraiser? I've been out of the loop. I'm not sure you actually posted that. You asked, so you said, we talked about it last night, but you were going, should I do it? And I said, Todd, do it.
Yeah,
and
that's how it went.
Yeah, I think I posted it in the, so I saw Justin Lawrence from Oklahoma Shirt Company doing something like that. I've seen, so I'll post it. What do you think? I'll post a couple of those links in the Business Basics group after this or something like that. So there's been a bunch of people doing it. Like Todd said, it's been in the screen print groups quite a bit, a lot of that. So a lot of these are screen printers doing this. Where else have you seen that?
I found the screen print marketing group is where I've seen it at. I've seen, and then I've seen a couple ads in it too pop up, which I'm not too sure on that, because me personally, I wouldn't run an ad to everywhere if I was doing it. And so I know there's a local place in my area that's also doing it as well, but they're doing it a little bit different. And the way I look at it is, we have different customers, so why not have it as well? The end of it's the same thing. You're making, I see Connie asked what we're making. We're making about 20%. So we're not really making a whole lot. Okay. But more you're going to make it more on is if they buy multiple shirts. Because, if I'm doing free shipping, just one t-shirt, you're making 20%. But now if I'm doing 2 shirts and I'm offering free shipping, well, that extra, now I'm not spending out 2 separate shippings, I'm sending out 1. So you'll make it up on the volume there. We'll do all the printing at one time, so it's just not spread out. We'll go through here, and we'll kind of set up for about every 7-8 days, print, go, ship, and do it all at once. So, it's just like I said, it's definitely not to make a killing, because there's, the numbers, they're not really there for it. But the 2 things are going to happen from this is we're going to give back to the community, and we're going to be in front of the community. So people are going to see this, and hey, when they need shirts, maybe they'll think of us at that time. So, the long game is what we're playing on it. And whether we keep the storefront open or not, we're still going to do shirts. It just might not be here. So, anything to stay out there in front of people, what we're going to do.
Nice. I love that idea too. You talk about, it's one thing to, keep things going right now, but I also think that this is building your future. You're getting these folks into your ecosystem. You're making them customers, even though you're not making as much money on them. It's almost like a loss leader, so to speak, Todd. You're getting them in the door. They're going to come, maybe you're getting some new business that hasn't done business with you. They're going to go, my God, this is awesome working with Todd. He makes it so easy for me. And so, when things get back to normal, or all of a sudden something comes up and they need something different, I'm going to reach out to Todd, so think about it that way too. Don't just worry about, oh, I'm not making enough profit on this one. What's your future investment opportunity here? So,
right.
Let's see here. Sharon said, Todd, what did you think of the Stalls website, or should I send you an email?
You know what? We could send us an email, because I think that one we could really get in depth on, just because, especially with what they're offering, which, you got to sign up for their class to go in and listen to that to get the offer. So I won't give any of that fun stuff away. But the beginning of it, I wasn't too sure of it because you always had to use the stalls products for everything. So, you know, you had to use their transfers, you had to use their vinyl. So to me, you know, a lot of that stuff we do our own or screen printing, it just didn't make sense for the cost of it for what it offered.
Yeah.
They swapped that. Now you don't have to have that. So for the cost, and if you're doing a bunch of team stores, I think it's cost effective for it. If you're not doing a bunch of them or some here and there, Equid is a great thing for that. The site we set up today is going to be Equid. If everything goes right with stalls early next week, I'll have that up, and then I'm going to switch over that and test it out and see how it works, and then I can give a better review on it. But
Cool.
the idea of it and the premise of it is a pretty good thing.
Cool. All right, back to what we were talking about with the helping local businesses thing. Maria asked, is this a single design for all?
No, we're doing individual designs. So where they want to use their logo or just create something fun and new, and just put that out there for it. You know, we're letting them kind of, you know, be the driving force behind it. The two that I know we're going to sign up with, these are complete new logos for them that we're doing. You know, just trying stuff out, and then we're putting, you know, we create a little logo for our hashtag here. We're putting that on every shirt there. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But so far, good positive feedback on it.
Okay. So I'm going to, so we talked about sharing the links, Todd. I'm actually going to share those links over at our Success Group's Facebook page. Perfect. Just so we get our people over there. If you're getting over there and you aren't a fan or have not liked that page yet, please do that. And we'll post some of these. Some of these things right there. In fact, Brian said Sloan with Tiny Little Monsters is the first place he saw it. Yeah. Funny story, Brian. Actually, on April 3rd, on Two Regular Guys podcast, Terry and I are going to interview Sloan about this program. So make sure that you are tuned in on April 3rd over at facebook.com/Two Regular Guys to check that out. She's going to talk all about her, and she's here in the St. Louis area. I know Brian's not too far away from us here in St. Louis too. So, and then let's see here. What did I miss? Pilar said, yeah, Lewis kind of popped over my shoulder there for a second. So cutest little photo bomb. He's doing good. He's actually going to be presenting a weather forecast later today. We're going to record it. I may actually put it out there on video and not tell him about it. So we'll see if that ends up on my screen. Yeah, I'm going to do a green screen. Should be fun. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be fun. Let's see here. Yep. Mariah says, I know people who look only to work with businesses who give back. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get the last question out of the way because we are into bonus time already. And
or we hold it for Sunday. We have, you know, just because it's there, we can. I don't even know what the question is. Is it one? Is it a good one? What is it?
You know what? Let's do this one because I know there'll be more. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this up here, but we're going to do this only if you guys promise to every single one of you go over to oursuccessgroup.com/Q&A and post a question. And again, we don't care what the question is. It doesn't have to be about business. It can be, certainly can be about business. It can be about, you know, what Todd's favorite color is, you know, what, how Corey and Todd met, whatever. You can't answer them all right now, dude. Come on.
I can go way more in depth on it. Color depends on the day, you know, I'm just,
exactly. So you guys all have to go over to oursuccessgroup.com/QA and post a question there. And if you promise that you guys will do that, we will answer the last question. How do you deal with imposter syndrome and keep putting your voice out there?
I don't worry about it. You know, if somebody is copying what I'm doing, good for them. You know, if they're able to take something that I've done and do better than it, then hey, they were able to do it. They're able to make something, you know, better than what I was able to do. If it was something, you know, software wise or a technique or something that that was my process and something that I did, then that's a totally different story, you know. But for the most part, in our field on you know, especially on the shirt size, man, once something gets out there, it's out there, you know. And you have so many people that, you know, they see, you know, a design or a slogan or anything, and you know, they just take it and make it their own, you know. And I'm not one for taking the exact same thing. If I draw a square box, you know, don't draw the same square box, you know, make it a rectangle, you know, change it up, make it your own. But I think it's just part of the game, you know. That's why there's not one seller of shirts. That's not like there's one seller of supplies, you know. It's because somebody had an idea and somebody's like, that's a hell of an idea, I can do that too, you know. And it just grows from there. That's why there's choices with everything, and a lot of variations of the same, because somebody comes up with an idea and somebody uses it, and said if it's something that you created and something that you did, get the copyright, trademark, all that fun stuff for it. But if not, there it is.
Nice. Mariah said, "Imposter syndrome is when you feel like a fake. You are the imposter, not copycats."
Oh,
so.
See, great.
So he just doesn't care.
Yeah. No, yeah. I try, there's other stuff. It was like this, with the shirt idea. What can we do for that? It was like a lot of ones I saw were, they're only giving $3 back or $5 back or $7, and there were some 10s. And I thought, for me, you're charging more, give away more. It's when it comes to ideas, especially like this, it's all there to help the community. Anybody that's doing it knows that you're not making much of anything for it. You're doing it to make a little bit, but the majority of it is going back to the business. So it's one of those. So that's something new. Imposter syndrome. I figured it was the other way around.
Hey, you're pretty darn close, but so imposter syndrome is definitely one of those things that, I mean, it's absolutely real. I feel this on a regular basis, and it's one of those things where you're asked to do something, you want to do something, you're putting yourself out there, and you're worried that that somebody else is going to say, well, no, you're wrong. Okay. That could happen. Basically, imposter syndrome boils down to fear. It's a fear of what other people think about you or think about what you're doing. And the only way I've figured out to overcome that is kind of what Dodd was saying there, is I just don't worry about it. I know that what I'm doing, as long as I'm doing the things that I know are right and good, and I'm following the things that are important to me, the raising the tide and helping others and doing that other stuff, and I feel like I've done the best I can do, then I'm just going to keep doing it. And I don't really care what other people say, because fear is just fantasized experiences appearing real, is all that stands for. So fear is just something made up in our mind, and we can overcome it. So I think it's just one of those things where you gotta put yourself out there, and because what's going to happen is you're going to put yourself out there, and you're going to find that there are a lot of other people that you can connect with. There are a lot of other people you can help. There are a lot of other things, positive things, that come from putting yourself out there and overcoming your fear. One of my favorite quotes is that everything you've ever wanted in your life is right on the other side of fear. And I think that's what imposter syndrome is fear. So just do it. The old Nike slogan, just do it, right?
Yeah, do it for yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry. That's the thing is, this last year, I've learned a lot in this last year, not only about myself, but kind of the people I surrounded myself with, and how things can change very quickly if you have your own opinion. And that's when I kind of realized that, if I have my own opinion, then that's a good thing. You don't want to follow in line, be you, and be, they say, what I posted this morning, if you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect others to believe in you? So
and I still believe in you, Todd.
Yes, I believe in you.
I love it. All right. So somebody asked if we could post the link for the Q&A there. So I just put it in every single place that we're broadcasting, I believe.
Awesome.
Except for whatever reason, it does not post to the Business Basics group. I guess it's that whole third-party thing in Facebook and groups rules. So let's see here. Let's start here. Mariah says, yes, we're all just doing our best here, and you're going to learn along the way. And when you learn, you'll do better, and others will end up looking up to you. True that. Pilar says, I think everyone can go through that self-doubt, especially with this type of business where it's much more of our hearts are poured into the stuff that we create. Absolutely. I mean, 100% of the time we are our own worst critic. So, I do that every time I'm online, or everything I do, I sit and look, I'm like, oh my God, I could have done this better, that better, blah, blah, blah. And I bet you 99.9% of people didn't even realize that stuff had happened. It's just me. And just have that positive attitude and get out there and do it. Dude, we've done it again. Agree. Cheers, Kylene. Cheers.
Absolutely.
My wife is enjoying a beer right behind me as well. So,
oh, very nice.
There.
Almost sounds like a
Eileen,
glass of
wanna say
wine.
hi?
Oh yeah, put her on camera because she loves that.
Yeah, this is her favorite thing when I turn the camera on her and she doesn't even know it. Yeah.
That totally looks like a giant bottle of wine from that angle. I would totally need that to be in that office.
That looked like a giant bottle of wine, Kylie. Maybe, she said it. Maybe.
She isn't
Awesome.
with you, so.
All right, let me get that thing turned off there. And okay, last thing, last ask that I have, Todd, and then we can get out of here. I just asked that everybody goes to oursuccessgroup.com, and we have announced our new 5 keys, and we're really excited about that. But we want you guys part of this community. You know, we'll figure some things out. There's actually a new question in there, Todd, about the annual memberships and stuff like that. So, you know, we're going to figure out a way. Our goal for our success group remains unchanged from the day that this was conceived back in March of back about a year ago, is that we want to help over 1,000 businesses achieve their idea of success. You know, we're kind of hanging our hat on the 100K in sales as a good measuring stick, but whatever your idea of success is, we want to do our part to help you get there. And we can't do that if you guys don't become part of our community. So anything else to share there, Todd?
No, we got 2 regular guys tomorrow. You got small business Saturday morning, and then we're back here Friday at 4 or Sunday at 4 p.m.
Sunday at 4. Yep. Yeah, tomorrow on 2 regular guys, I'm going to be interviewing Terry. Actually, we do that from time to time. It's a lot of fun. And Terry is a longtime screen printer. And when I say long time, I mean really long time. He's super old.
Like he used dirt, ink.
Yeah. He was actually like taking the silk out of the worms, I think. I don't even know.
He was high school together, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Postal number 1, you know, that was all those old jokes. Gotcha.
That's right. All of the old jokes. Yeah, got to get those out. But Terry's run shops from his own basement shop on up to massive automatic screen printing shops. And, you know, every time I get to talk to him. So we're going to talk about how to kind of manage the production, scheduling and estimating your production. And certainly it's a lot screen print related, but it works for other things too. It's all about getting those efficiencies down, finding the ways to improve. So he basically is going to talk to us about ways that we can gain more profit without actually having to spend any more money or hire any more people, just by getting more efficient. So we're talking that tomorrow, scheduling, estimating production time. Saturday morning, I am moving it back to 8 a.m. because we're not doing the volleyball thing anymore, and give everybody a little bit of an hour rest to sleep in, because I know we're all working 7 days a week now that we're working from home. So 8 a.m. and we are going to talk about getting clarity in your business, and which would be a really nice lead in. I think Tuesday, Todd, you're going to kind of run with that a little bit further, and then Wednesday we have our success group training about finding your focusing your way to success by finding your niche, or as Todd likes to call it,
niches for your bitches.
So that's good stuff there. Tell Kylene, no judgment. So there we go. Enjoy your bottle of wine over there.
You're a straw.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Todd, let's do this again on Sunday. What do you say?
Yeah, I say we could. Oh, I even had it down. Oh, look at that. Right there. Oh, shit, this way. Yeah. Well,
cheers. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. And again, Q&A, oursuccessgroup.com/Q&A. Get those questions in. I'm seeing them flowing in already, but we need more. Keep them coming.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.